So smile. Is that what you're saying? Like a whisper.
Wow, I was
Hi, hello, this is Peter. I'm going to review Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. It has already become a classic, even though it's from 2013, but at Goodreads the teen readers rated it as the best contemporary book in 2013, and therefore I'll give it a shot. Eleanor Park is about Eleanor. She's half Scottish, half Danish. She doesn't live with her dad. She had lived with another family because her mom's boyfriend or husband, they are actually married, but it's Eleanor's stepdad won't allow her at home. But when they moves into a really small crappy house, Eleanor moves back into the new old house with her mother and her siblings. Richie is very cruel to the family. He drinks a lot and they haven't anything at all. They don't eat well. The only one who's get a proper meal is Richie himself, and the mom is quite nursing Richie that in case she can avoid him getting furious. He has a kind of anger attacks and she wants to avoid that for all costs. And therefore Eleanor has nothing, they don't have any money, she doesn't even have a toothbrush, and in their little shitty house they don't even have a door into the bathroom, so she's going to the bathroom and taking showers with an open door. This is really awful. Eleanor meets Park in the school bus. They are living close to each other and nobody wants to give Eleanor a seat because she's very strange looking. She wears men's clothes, men's ties, she has a strange hair, and Park doesn't even want to sit beside Eleanor. But because they call her Big Red and they are very cruel to her, in the end Park gives her his seat beside him. They start to travel along every day. Park is known for being a really good taekwondo master, you can say, and therefore nobody teases him, and Eleanor's place beside him gets a kind of safe place for her. Park reads a lot of comics. He's half Korean and he's half American. His father took his mother home from the Korean War, and he loves comics and he loves listening to music in his Walkman. We are in the 80s, and slowly Eleanor also gets interest for his comics, and he's actually letting her borrow his Walkman. But this relationship is very hard because Eleanor's very shy and drawn into herself. She wants a relationship, she wants someone to talk to, but she doesn't actually know if it's a crush she has on Park, and Park doesn't even know, he doesn't dare to think about it could be a crush he has on Eleanor. She's just a good friend. But it develops into kind of a romance, and they are really kind of cute couple together. It's a book about being all alone in the world, feeling alone in the world like Eleanor does, and that really was interesting and it caught me a lot in the beginning. There are a lot of books where the protagonist is the popular person in school, and in this book Eleanor really is the unpopular person, and I think it's really interesting to know how it feels like to be the unpopular person in school. Rainbow Rowell is really brilliant to express feelings, so if you want to read a book about feelings, how it is to want to be in love but actually don't dare to because of a really cruel stepfather who drinks a lot, this is absolutely a book for you. I was very excited with Eleanor Park in the beginning. I think she writes brilliantly, no doubt about that. The 80s part about the music and the comics, I am actually grown up in the 80s and I couldn't really recognize so much of it. I think it's just seasoned with a 80s spice kind of, and it feels like random song titles. In the 80s you were either one type or another. Maybe you were the techno pop type, or you were the rock type. And in this book it's kind of totally random what kind of music Park listens to, and that is a bit strange for the 80s. I don't recognize the 80s, I'm really sorry to say, but the tone in the book is very sad and it works very fine, but it's not very exciting. And I must admit that I got stuck halfway and really have a hard time getting back to Eleanor Park, because it was always the same. Eleanor and Park meets and she wants Park and he wants her, but they can't do it because she's too shy and she's afraid of the trouble at home with Richie. But it's kind of the same and the same and the same. I think it's where you have a kind of excitement curve in a novel. It's going up and gets more and more exciting and then down. But in Eleanor Park it's just a straight line. I think it's go the same mood all the time and then stop and it's finished. But I really understand why a lot of girls love this book. I must admit, I think it's really a girl's book because it hasn't that excitement that a lot of boys are looking for. But I have heard from a lot of girls too that they find it really boring after reading half the book. They miss something, excitement, a motor in the story to drive them forward, something, what is going to happen. The only thing you're waiting for is this relationship going to happen or isn't it? Can they get each other? Can they be a couple at school or can't they? That's the kind of only excitement that is in the story. But it's really well written. I understand why a lot of teens, young adults like this book. And if you want to read a story about how it's like to be alone in school and how it's like to have a really cruel stepfather who drinks, this is a perfect book. I would think so. But I must admit, if I have it to compare it to another book I have read Uses for Boys by Erika Lorraine-Shire. And even though it's a really shorter story than Eleanor Park, I liked Uses for Boys, who also is about a girl who's really alone in the world and is not accepted in school and that kind of story. I really think it's a bit better than Eleanor Park. But we have different opinions, and if you have a different opinion of Eleanor Park, please write a comment below. I would like to hear your opinion too. That's all for now. See you. Bye.